Haha, welcome again. Oh my, no! What are you doing? What are you doing here? Hey, what are you doing? I'm back in 2012 where the most of the kids like me were used to play with this, a Samsung tablet. But right now I'm reviewing a different model, so it's going to be different from what you have now. And without any further ado, let's take a big dive to this nostalgic Samsung tablet to see if is there any remains from the 2010 civilization. So without any nonsense, let's take into a big drive to the remains of the 2010 civilization. And before we are taking a big drive, let's take a look at our part. You don't need to tell the parts of the body of it. The most of the kids like you have noticed already. Forward the video. Ouch! Who just revived my video? Let's continue looking at the specs we got here. As for the specs we got here, the model number is GTP5100. What is this 5100? It's kinda remind me of that lost DSLR. I totally missed it already. The RAM inside this thing is 1 GB and the internal storage we got is 16 GB. Oh well, for 1 GB of RAM, this thing is going to be worth for both Google Classroom and a Google Meet. But you know what? It's going to be very laggy and also it is going to be unusable. So this tablet, it is someone has the outdated specs. And for the screen size / resolution, it is a 10.1 just like what the name has said already, and it has a resolution of 20x800 which is a 16:10 aspect ratio. And just like the most of the Samsung tablets, it has a stereo speakers, and on the bottom there you got a charger. Oh yeah, it's actually a non-type micro or Type-C charger. It's actually specially designed for a Samsung tablet, which is going to be something like this. And when you plug it in, and this thing is kind of loose a bit, but oh yeah, and it is charging, but it's actually just turned on the screen and it says charging at 76% and it's just gone. This Samsung charger, it is kind of faulty, so I'm not going to use it anyways. And as well as for the camera you got here, it's a 3 megapixel camera, and on the front is just a basic VGA front. And that's pretty much all about it for the specs of a Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 10.1. And right now let's take into the deeper grave to see what the Android version of this thing is. So operating the tablet, so as you can see, here's what it looks like. Oh my god, the overload of nostalgia is right here, boys. So as you can see, here's what it looks like. Oh, those familiar stuff. What about the apps? Oh, you got a 2012 look YouTube there. And whether if it still work or not, probably I'm going to find out in a later. And let's take a look at the settings we got here. So, and here's what it looks like. So I just leave an accessibility in there. So, and here's what it looks like for the settings. You got a display settings, sound. Device ringtone is over the horizon. It's basically an anime theme for the most of the Samsung devices. Basically just an anime opening for the most of the Samsung devices. So I'm going to stick over the horizon and some system sounds which I have turned all on already. And I also add some language and input which you can set the language to English or my home language if I want. Basically a Thai language. And right now, the moment that you have been waiting for, about the devices in the system settings. So let's take a look. So as you can see, the model number is GTP5100. Android version is 4.1.2. That's pretty old, right? The Android version, as we have known already, is an Android 4.1.2. Oh my, no! What are you doing? What are you doing here? Hey, what are you doing? You wanna be in the review already? So here's my cat. So I'm just going to leave her alone. So she wants to be in the camera the whole time. And right now, without any further ado, let's do some browser tests using Google. So first of all, wait for it. Oh my god, the 1 GB of RAM is actually doesn't even work. So let's type for a search. So we got a. So as you can see, here's what it looks like for the search. And there is a search for this tablet right here. So let's take a look. So as you can see right now, I have a browser tracing. Alright, everything have turned on. So as you can see, here's what it looks like for browsing the internet. My cat is having a problem all the time. And as you can see, it was released back in 2012 of May. And it has a weight of 588 grams and 9.7 millimeter thickness. Android, you can up to Android 4.1, which is what it is. And it has a 16 GB of storage and a 32 GB of storage, and it supports micro SD AC and blah 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 stuff like that. And for browsing the internet test, I'm just going to say that it is actually slow, but despite from a 1 GB of RAM, this thing, whatever you have to browse on the internet or Google or something like that, this thing, it is going to be super slow. But you know what? For 1 GB of RAM, this is actually what you have expect back then in 2012. That 1 GB of RAM was the best. But what about YouTube on this device? Alright, there was a problem starting up. Even the original YouTube app doesn't work on this Samsung tablet. Probably it actually isn't available in the App Store anymore on this tablet. So let me prove it. So first of all, I'm going to open up that familiar Play Store. Everything is super slow on this, even browsing this. So here is export relation differs, which I have left it on already. The only thing that it came out is only YouTube Kids, Music, and Studio. And that's pretty much all about that. Nothing special here. But what will happen if I'm going to sign in onto this YouTube? Is it sign in? That same message all over again. And right now, after some browsing internet stuff, so finally, I'm going to get onto the camera of this tablet. So first of all, open up the camera. So as you can see right now, I have turned on the video mode. Switch to the camera. So as you can see, oh my god, the camera. So let's take a look at the settings we got here. So as you can see on the settings, we got some basic setting stuff for a resolution. You can set it up to 3.2 megapixels. But what about the front camera? Oh my god. The front camera looks horrendous. And right now, I didn't have any videos and photos that I have taken yet on this tablet. And right now, I'm going to snap some pictures using this tablet, and also I'm going to shoot some videos with this tablet right here. And right now, let's jump start to the photo/video test to see if any quality from this camera on a tablet is going to be horrendous or not. So let's get right into a photo/video test, boys. And here comes a legitimate video test from my Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 10.1 P5100. So as you can see, here's what it looks like for the video in 720p. Oh my god. The back camera on this thing looks horrendous. So, but no surprise. And that's because back in the old days where these tablets are taking over, the most of the back camera were actually just basically a webcam sensor stuck onto the body of the tablet. You know what? It doesn't even have a zoom. So let me prove it. So see, it doesn't even have a zoom. So that's why back in the old days, the back cameras of these things were actually basically, just like what I said, a webcam sensor stuck onto the body of the tablet. So nothing special here. And right now I'm going to switch to the front camera to see if any chances of the video it is going to be horrendous. And here's what it looks like for the front camera recording. It's basically just a VGA video recording. But you know what? It looks horrendous. And before I get to any organizers around this tablet, so right now we are going to take a look at the gallery we got on this thing. So first of all, let's take a look at the photos that is actually pre-installed on the tablet. So here's the first image. It is actually basically an image of flowers. A photo of a sunset, that's for sure. And here's the picture of that boat. And here's a picture of the mosaic glass or something. And here's a picture of those tulips. So probably a white tulip. So, and here's the video we got here. Let's play it. But basically, it is actually a video that you have found on the most of the Samsung tablets, which it is actually a video that every Samsung tablet have. But you know what? It's actually called Moments of Everyday Life. And let's take a look at the information of this video. And it has a resolution of 280 by 720. Let's take a look at the other organizers on this thing. So first of all, for the first thing that I'm going to take a look is a calculator. It basically just looks like a calculator. You can calculate. You can multiply by 59 or divided by 89. A lot of stuff you can do here on this calculator here. What about alarm? There's no alarms. Memo. It is basically just a memo. And some video editor. There's nothing. And what about calendar? Where is it? Oh, never mind. There it is. It is called an S planner. So here's what it looks like. And as you can see right now, it is in May 15. And here's when an online class began. So this is going to be a next target for me. And what about the other stuff right here? We got a phone. It's just like a phone. Basically just a phone. And you can also video call somebody else on. But with the 1 GB of RAM, this thing is going to be a horrendous video call ever. And what about my files? Basically just my files. And what about photo editor? It is basically just a photo editor. And what about anything else, such as messaging? No messages. I didn't have any messages on it. What about an email? Probably it looks like an email. And what about downloads? I don't have any downloads. And what about the songs on here? So we got a Samsung album, and here it says Over the Horizon. It looks like Over the Horizon. What about world clock? And I pretty assume that that's a world clock. And what about video player? It looks like a video player. And what about internet? So I'm going to turn off that. And here's what I have left on YouTube. There is an old Google Plus right there, but I'm not going to turn it on anyways. And here's a Google Cast, Maps, Gmail. It's basically just a Gmail. And that's pretty much all about it for the equalizers on a Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 10.1 GT 5100. So, but for my overall conclusions for this tablet, I'm just going to say that it is right now out of date and it needs to be root with a newer Android version. Just like I said, I'm going to root with a new Android 6 or 7. I'm going to hire my dad to get a new root for this. And finally, thank you guys for watching this video, and also don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And also you can share this video for optional. And if this video gets about 8 likes and forward, and in the next video, I'm going to review my personal phone. If this video, just like I said, gets some juicy 8 likes or forward, and in the next video, just like I said, I'm going to review this Sam's I mean, a fake OnePlus 6T that I have it for 1 year now. So, juicy 8 likes and forward. And also, don't forget to hit that ready subscribe button and turn it into gray. Or you can also leave a comment down below to share your opinions with this tablet of what you think about this tablet, and also some nostalgia stuff. I really appreciate that. Also, I will see you guys later in the next different stuff like this. Bye bye!